What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. Happy Monday to everyone. It is Monday, July 11th. I hope you all are having a wonderful day wherever you're at in the world, and I hope you all had a wonderful and safe weekend and find this video in good health. In this reaction, we'll be reacting to the second episode of the second season of Classroom of the Elite. We had an absolutely wonderful start to the second season. Obviously, Aikanoji was doing Aikanoji things, and literally his facial expression did not change once in the last episode, or the first episode of this season. But above all, an interesting factor that I didn't foresee was that it looks like Kei is going to have a really big presence in this season. So she is a character that I was not overly fond of, nor did I really care for much, but I didn't hate her either. I was very indifferent about her, and I guess you could say I bordered the lines of not really liking her all that well. So I didn't realize that she was going to seem to have a very big presence in this season, but even with me not being a light novel reader, I can clearly tell by all the trailers now when I look at the trailers again and I look through the general synopsis of the second season that she is clearly in ways going to have a bigger role than Hirokita. So that was a surprise to me, and you know, that's one of the great things about being a non-light novel reader is everything kind of is just up there. And the only person that I truly know is gonna always be consistent with what he does is Aikanoji himself. So for all of us that watched the last episode, no recaps, no BS wasted time. We jumped immediately into the special test. And for those who did not really get the special test, because there was a lot that happened last episode, if you really didn't listen to each individual piece, you probably would have missed particularly the pretense of this test and what actually is on the line. So of course, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. Now I pulled this off the wiki, but there are many other people who've broken down the test, either simpler or more complicated. This is a very straight, I read through it before I started the reaction. I'm going to read it to y'all just so that there is no confusion or you have a general idea of what is happening in the special test. So, the students are split into 8 groups of 14, with 3 students from classes A and B and 4 from classes C and D, and each group under the name of a planet, which is very interesting that they chose to use the planets that we have right now. The test is 3 days long, and at 8 a.m. on the first day, the school declares a member of the group a VIP, and the group discusses who the VIP is twice a day. After 30 minutes of the final day, everyone but the VIP sends a guest to the school. There are 4 cases of the test. Case 1. If everyone but the VIP's classmate sends the correct answer, each student will receive 500,000 private points and the VIP an extra 500,000 points. Again, if everyone but the VIP's classmate sends the correct answer, each student will receive 500,000 private points, and the VIP gets an extra 500,000. The second case, if at least one person, excluding the VIP's classmates, sends a wrong answer, the VIP receives 500,000 points. The remaining 2 cases apply if the VIP is exposed before the end of the test, otherwise a traitor. Case 3, if a student sends the correct answer, they will receive 500,000 private points and their class will earn 50 class points. And as y'all know, class points are incredibly important in this show. Where are we at? And the testing period is over for that group. Additionally, if the VIP's classmate sends the correct answer, it will be deemed invalid and the test will continue. Case 4. If a student sends a wrong answer, their class will lose 50 class points and the VIP will receive 500,000 private points and their class will receive 50 class points. And the testing period will conclude. Whew, it's a lot. Additionally, if the VIP's classmate sends a wrong answer, it will be deemed invalid and the test continues. So as long as the VIP's classmates are continuing to give incorrect answers, the test will always go. But if any of the other criteria of another classmate or a classmate within betrays and says that who the VIP is or is not, then at that point the test will end and one of the 4 cases will fall in. So I did put that up on the screen for y'all to get, and hopefully that was a nice little breakdown there. Thank you to whoever wrote this up on the wiki. Also, I know CBR.com, they also had a really good write-up of the test and what actually is happening here. So it's definitely interesting, and it's simple in nature, but there's so many different moving parts, and as we've learned in this show, these moving parts, if you're not paying attention for 1 second, you will miss something critical. So of course Ayakanoji has probably already made 100 different ideas in his head about how this test is going to go, and he probably already knows how it's going to end. So I'm just very interested to see how things are going to play out, and above all, I'm interested to see why Kay really kind of broke down in the shower prior to the end of last episode, and what has she actually done to other people since we saw those girls approach her about a particular girl that she got into a debate or a fight with. So very interesting start to the show. I'm really pumped to see how this is going to go. You know, I found the first season incredibly intriguing, and that intrigueness continues into the second season. Before we do start the reaction, I also did want to just talk about how it rated in the first week. So, of course, a big thanks to everyone who rated in Anime Corner for your votes. Classroom of the Elite ended up in spot 8 with 6.74% of the votes. Now, this is a very interesting thing, and I want to really break this down. The summer season, to my opinion, from a weight standpoint, is not as strong as the spring season. The spring season, there were very definitive shows that were absolutely going to rank in the top. Now, you could say, but Classroom of the Elite and Rent a Girlfriend and everything, and Overload, those are all women. Yes, they are. But from a weight standpoint, I think heavier weight was in the spring than there was in the summer. And as of such, these results kind of validate that. No show really pulled away from each other. And like when you look at the top 3, for example, Licorice Recoil, Uncle from Another World, and Vermeil and Gold, I mean 9.86, 9.72, 9.41, Overlord 8.67. Everything's pretty closely clumped together. When Kaguya and Spy X Family were running in the spring, they were like whole multi-points separate from everything else. So what does this tell us? This means any show has a chance to show up on this list. And every single show that's animating this summer season is going to have to bring its A game, even Classroom of the Elite, and a show that I personally am looking forward to being my #1, Made in Abyss, which if you look at the list, it didn't make the top 10. This is how competitive this season's going to be. And there's no specific show that has a right, you could say, to the top spot. So with that said, a big thanks to those who voted, and we'll definitely see how the ratings shape up throughout the season. So with that said, enough talking. We're going to go ahead and start the second episode of the second season. The title of this episode is a long one. The title is There Are Two Main Human Sins from Which All the Others Derive: Impatience and Indolence. So very interested to see what that means. And we're going to go ahead and get this second episode started in 3, 2, 1. That's right, we really didn't see, actually we didn't see any of the other class groups. I swear. Oh, did they now? Kushida, oh, all right. He's gonna call her. What? What? Yo! Yo! I swear, that man, I don't trust that man for nothing. That man literally only wants to work on his body. I swear. That man said, fuck the test. I'm not here for all that nonsense, all that noise. I swear, every time I see her on screen, I'm just like... I love Kushida though, I ain't gonna lie. And I shouldn't. Alright. Is this a joke? Oh. Oh, interesting. No one can stop him! Exactly! How are we gonna stop him? That man deserted the island and everything. Yeah. Which is by choice. Yeah, and I didn't even realize she was going to be such a relevance until last episode. Yeah, you all have fronts up. That's because something's going to come up, as it already almost did. Oh, what is you here for? How about you just fall off the ship? Yeah, we'll see about that. But it is, yeah, it is possible. Which is the same that can be said for any test. How the hell? Is that even allowed? Yeah, I was going to say. How do you take their cell phone? How do they even allow him to do? I swear. That's just stupidness right now. Which is ultimately what he's been aiming for. This man's expression never changes. Oh, but we got a sound effect, so there's that. Progress. What in the hell? What in the world? I'm sure you would completely enjoy that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep, you can go and take your face off now. It's cool. I need to stop. This is her face that she tries to portray, at least. Damn! Yeah. That was such a short-lived conversation. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? And he's very upset that you're touching him right now, I'm sure. And did you push him away? Hey. Good night. I'm with my man. Damn. Which means it is definitely not all water under the bridge. Because he is literally the most dangerous person here right now. Yo, she over there like, Because everybody's after this man, really. I mean, I'm sure it's not for any reason. No. You gotta talk. What else happened, though? Oh, boy. He really has been consistent. Oh, they weren't. So they were never together at all. Well, that makes sense, though. That makes complete sense now. So what the hell are you really up to, girl? Why are you so good? What did you do? What happened? So the fake relationship's over now? Phenomenal. What in the heck just happened? But he always did. Yep. A parasitic plant. But what is everything? Oh, so she's been the one getting bullied. I didn't know if she was the one doing it and just backfired, and then she tried to turn a new leaf and it wasn't being allowed to happen. Just mooching from one to... I tell you. I tell you. Oh boy. And she's always just incredibly confident, even though it gets nowhere. Well, damn. Did she even call anyone at all? Bruh, something about to go down. They about to drop her down the stairs. Yeah, they about to. Or maybe they're gonna throw her off the ship. I wouldn't put it over them. Yo, they about to squat up on her. Squat. I mean, y'all could have just got that out of the way before now. Just made the call. Oh, my Lord. Who is the liar? They absolutely were not going to. Mm-mm. Oh, y'all ain't shit. God, come on! I got no answers! I swear on my life. She started crying. Again, I don't like the excessive bullying, but still, who is... Oh my goodness, I need answers. I at the moment really do want to go on a hunch that she might have done something, but quickly tried to turn a leaf or something and is just not being allowed to escape that. I mean, either way, them girls ain't nothing, but yeah. I want to see more of her. Damn, and that's it. No, nothing. Okay, I'm a little frustrated there that I literally don't feel that I feel that I learned a lot and also learned very little by the end of this episode. Alright, so obviously, first off, we found out that Kay was not dating our guy at all. They were faking it the last 4 months. And I kind of had my suspicions, if I'm being honest, when I watched the first season, because they were not using, first name honorifics or anything like that, and they did seem a bit distant. So that, in essence, does not surprise me that much. I also didn't put together it had been 4 months already, so yeah. But she's just bouncing from person to person to try to find a way to protect her, and obviously none of the females like her, especially after how she's established herself in the class as kind of the leader of sorts, but also, I'm sure even though she was the leader of sorts, that there are plenty of people who were disliking her too. So, it's very interesting what her past is going to end up being. And I'm sure it's going to end up being something simple as, she just was always craving for attention or something, but never meant any ill will. Or it could be that she was caught up in a bullying thing and then just tried to turn a new leaf and couldn't get away from it. With that said, I don't know, because she clearly is two-faced, but I'm wondering if that two-facedness is just her just having general issues with communication more so than her doing something to someone. And it is slightly looking like that might be the case. So, there's no real guarantee, and I could, in the first couple of minutes of the next episodes could start, and I could be like, well, damn, I tried to defend you for a quick moment, Kay, and you went and fucked everything up. So, that could end up being the case. Obviously, we got more of Ayakanoji and his bland expression of everything. Hirokita being Hirokita, even though she absolutely enjoyed his company somewhat, at least more than she thinks she enjoyed it. And we definitely have some interesting dialogue that happened between the teachers and the fact that they are all kind of monitoring Ayakanoji in their own way, especially the girl, which is why the other teacher was like, hey, I hope I don't have to go to ethics. So, all in all, this was an interesting episode. I do feel I like the first episode maybe just a little bit better. But it might just be because of the fact I don't feel I got anywhere closer to any type of real answers. Obviously, the game has concluded because their group did deadlock, and I'm sure there were plenty of other groups that ended up deadlocking. And next week, I think, is going to be probably a pretty intense episode. I think we're going to get a lot of answers and a lot of bombshells next week, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. So, with that said, not too much to say for this week. We've gotten to the conclusion of the game. Obviously, Kay has a lot about her past that she's hiding. It's clear that the girls that are trying to beat up on her are a bunch of asses, and, I'm really just interested for episode 3 now to see how all this is going to end up tying together in the story and the grand scheme of things. So, with that said, thanks for watching the reaction, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode and enjoyed the reaction. If you did like it, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And if you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. So with that said, I'll see you guys next week for episode 3 of Classroom of the Elite Season 2. Until then, catch you later.